Wait. Listen. Do you hear that? That's the same sound Ryan heard the night he thought he was alone in his room. He wasn't. If you want to stop this video now, that's fine. But once you know the truth, there's no going back. Have you ever felt like something was watching you in an empty room? That's exactly what tonight's story is about. A story where the line between real and unreal completely disappears. And once that line is gone, anything becomes possible. This is Ryan's story. An ordinary guy, probably a lot like you or me. But one night, his life took a turn he could never come back from. By the end of this video, you're going to ask yourself something: does darkness ever stay empty? Or sometimes, is it watching us back? If you're alone right now, put your headphones on, because what you're about to hear in the next 14 minutes is not going to leave your head easily. Ryan was having a normal night, alone in his small apartment. The power had gone out, and by candlelight, he found an old book in his grandfather's trunk. It was worn, but the pages inside looked untouched, like no one had ever opened it. The moment he turned the first page, a strange cold spread through the room. And right there, on the very first line, it read, "Whoever reads this book becomes a story themselves." Ryan laughed it off. Just an old superstition, he thought. But after that night, things in his apartment started changing. Doors opened on their own. And at night, he'd hear sounds that didn't belong to anything human. There was an address written inside the book, an old, abandoned house on the edge of town. And whether it was his own choice or not, Ryan found himself driving there. Have you ever wondered, when something calls you, and you go even though you don't want to, is that really your own decision? Or does something else make that choice for you? Outside the house, Ryan met an old man, dressed in white, his eyes clouded, as if he hadn't seen light in years. "You're late," the old man said, without looking at him. "This house only calls the ones who have something missing inside them. What's missing in me? You'll find that out yourself. But remember, whatever this house gives you always comes at the cost of taking something away." Ryan stepped inside. Old portraits lined the walls, and strangely, Ryan appeared in every single one, sometimes as a child, sometimes old, and sometimes as something else entirely. He turned around. Nothing there. But the footsteps behind him, there were two sets, not one. Have you ever felt like you weren't alone, but when you looked, there was no one there? Downstairs was a cave-like space, cold, damp, with a smell that made it hard to breathe. Water dripped somewhere in the distance, but there was no water anywhere in sight. Then, in the dark, Ryan heard a voice, his own voice. He was talking to himself, but his lips weren't moving. "Stop, Ryan. Don't go back. This is your home now." His heart was pounding. It was his voice, but it wasn't him. Something else was wearing his face to speak. Would you have run? Or would you have kept going, like Ryan did, just to know the truth? When the chest opened, there was no gold, no silver. Just a mirror, and in it, Ryan's own face, smiling in a way he had never smiled before. The mirror whispered, "Every person has an empty space inside them. You filled yours, but it isn't yours anymore." Ryan left the mirror behind and ran. But when he got home, and caught his reflection in the glass door, that same smile was already there. Did Ryan really come back, or did only his body return, while something else stayed behind? This isn't just Ryan's story, it's the story of the empty space we all carry inside us, and sometimes, what fills that space isn't something we chose at all. Next time you're sitting alone, and the room suddenly feels colder, think about that. If this story gave you chills, hit like and subscribe to Nightmare Narrated, because the next secret might not be as far from your own home as you think. See you in the next episode, if we both make it there.